Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. If you've been here before, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, contemplate the idea of subscribing so we can change someone's life. Mine! Guys, today we're going to go over children that have decided to kind of decouple from their parents. They're going no contact. And we're also going to hear from a couple parents that are kind of giving you their side of the story. Excuse me. So let's check this out. I hope you enjoy. And even if you don't, hit the thumbs up button anyway.
Unpopular opinion, just because they're your mom doesn't mean you shouldn't cut them out of your life. I was raised by a narcissistic mom, and I am 2 weeks into no contact at 25 years old, and it has been an insane first 2 weeks. If you know anything about having a narcissistic parent, their love is earned, and I knew that the only way for me to be able to survive in life was to do everything that my mom wanted me to do and be perfect in her eyes. I was a straight A student. I never had any behavioral issues. I was in all the extracurricular things after school, homecoming queen, prom queen. I did all the things that pictured me as like the perfect child. Growing up, I was my mom's golden child. I was the one that she pranced around and showcased to everyone as like her perfect daughter that she loved. But behind closed doors, I was the worst daughter that could have ever been born into this world. She would showcase all of my accomplishments on Facebook, on social media, at church, to all of her friends, and glorify me as like her perfect, beautiful daughter. But when we were at home, I was the exact opposite. She would use all of my accomplishments against me to make me feel bad for all the things that I was good at. For example, she used to tell me that I thought I was better than everyone, or that I thought I was smarter than everyone, and no one liked a person like that, or that I thought I was prettier and better than everyone, and everyone hated a person like that, that I was beautiful on the outside, but I was ugly in the inside, and no one really knows the true person that I am like she does. And I started to really absorb this idea that I was a terrible person and that I was just not nice or good to be around, and that people truly didn't like me. And it is carried into adulthood, and it has really hindered my ability to be social and have friends and just be comfortable with who I am as a person. I have been trying to tell her what she's been doing for years. I've been giving her specific examples. I have been telling her relentlessly. We would fight about it. I would go months without talking to her because
God, could you imagine your mom says all these wonderful things about you to her friends because maybe she wants to make it appear like she's got this great relationship with you as her daughter. But then when she's in your face talking to you one on one, she's telling you that you're ugly on the inside, right? That you're this wonderful person to the world, but it's all fake. But yet she brags about you to her friends. For somebody to love you in front of others, but to your face be a little bit cold, very, very weird. I've never heard a story like this, but that's our start. Let's see how it goes.
So I decided to go no contact with my mom right before Christmas. And my birthday was a couple days ago, and I still have not talked to my mom because I am not ready to. Now, in the past month, a couple family members have told me how heartbroken and sad my mom is that I'm not talking to her right now. And when they tell me this, the amount of rage I feel so quickly, it really reinforces the fact that I am not ready to talk to my mom, and I don't know when I will be. It's been just over a month, and a couple of them have asked me like if this is going to go on forever or why I've decided to abandon my mother. I have not decided to abandon my mother or disown my mother or anything like that. I've decided to go no contact for the foreseeable future. So I have hope that in the future I will be able to have a relationship with her again, but I don't know when that will be. I'm not trying to rush it. I'm just trying to take my time, focus on myself, and heal as much of the trauma as I can without her in my life disrupting that process. And to hear that she is heartbroken, that I've decided not to talk to her right now, it just pisses me off. Because all that does is show me that she still cannot see anybody other than herself, and neither can my family members who want to convey this to me. Is all they can see is my mom's feelings, and they cannot see mine at all. It's not even in the picture. I just need space. I need space and I need time, and I need everybody to stop pressuring me. So if you are dealing with something similar, if you have decided to go no contact for your reasons to take care of yourself, don't let anybody pressure you. put your own needs above theirs. Because in the end, you're all that you have. I decided this because every single time I had a conversation with her, it was triggering me to the point of meltdowns, of panic attacks, of flashback episodes. And I could not keep doing that. I couldn't. And I know she didn't mean to, but I could not continue our relationship the way it was going, and her refusal to acknowledge any of the issues I was struggling with.
That's a real tough deal. From a parent's point of view, even if this person just called their mom and said, "Hey, I'm going no contact. I can't talk with you, but it won't be forever." I think that's what's so horrible from a parent's point of view. What if something happens? You know what I mean? Life is short. From a dad's point of view, where my son doesn't necessarily want to talk with me, so I literally live this scenario, guys. Very, very sad, because I know how fast a 10 or 15 or 20-year period of time can go by. And for kids, I just don't think they realize it yet. You don't realize those things till you start getting a little bit older.
Moms of adult kids who have gone no contact, I am right there with you. My oldest son has been no contact for a couple of years now. His brother doesn't even understand why he's no contact. And they live together.
Oh, wow.
They share an apartment. In prayer, it came to me one day, just like, God reveals things to you that you need to hear in your times of pain and in your lowest times. And he reminded me that his family is broken, and he's trying to restore his family right now too. There are people on this earth who are forgiven and loved, and they are made in the image of God, but they've rejected God. They've gone no contact with God, and they're his children too, and he still loves them. So I still love my son. That never stopped.
Wow, I was not expecting her to go that route. I guess in the grand scheme of things, right, from God's point of view, a lot of times we are his estranged children. Did you guys ever think about that? That is really incredible, the way she brought those two things together. There's one thing in her story that I have a little issue with. If one of your sons doesn't know why your other son is no contact with you, but they both live in the same place, why don't you get in your car and go visit your son, and you'll naturally come in contact with your other son? That's just the way my brain thinks. Is anybody else on that same page with me?
The last time I saw my mom, I didn't know that would be the last time that I would see her. And no, she's not dead. We're just no contact. The last time I saw my mom, me and her were beefing hella hard. And on top of that, months leading up to me going no contact, I hadn't seen her in like 8 months. I moved into my very first apartment and she wanted my address. I didn't trust my mom with my address because I knew who she was. I know she's like the queen of popping up over somebody's house. No matter what kind of scene she needs to cause. Wants to get you, she will get you. Honestly, I took like moving into like my first apartment as opportunity to just have freedom and also institute that boundary of like, I'm not comfortable with you knowing where I am because I know how you are. And if I say, I don't want to see you right now, I don't want to talk to you right now, I need some space, she's not going to respect that.
Okay, wait, hold on. Did you guys hear what she said? I'm at this point in my life where I move into my first apartment. I take that to mean that she literally just moved out from under her mother's roof. Don't you think that she should at least give her mom the address just in case something happens? Yes, I guess the mom's the king of popping up. I guess that's what doesn't make sense to me. How is your mom the queen of popping up, excuse me, if this is your first apartment? I must have heard that wrong.
Super late at night, one night, it was like a Saturday night, call me like cussing me out. Da-da-da, you ungrateful bee, da-da-da-da, you this, you that, you ain't ever going to see, da-da-da, you was a mistake, da-da-da. At that point in time, honestly, I had been dealing with so much other crap that she had no idea that was going on because I didn't trust her, that I was already mentally checked out and I was numb. I wasn't surprised by the things that she was saying, but I was absolutely fed up and I was just trying to get to a place where I just wanted to be happy, I wanted to be healthy, I wanted to start walking with God. So scared to do this because because it's my mom. Like, this is the person that raised me. I have no other parent. Like, I didn't grow up with my dad. Your parent is supposed to be part of your life. I'm out here a new graduate, fresh in the world, 20 something. I don't know nothing really about nothing. I was just like, no, I'm just done with it. I'm not about to stay here and take this mental and verbal abuse just because I'm scared of being by myself. And my own mama ain't really like me. So I was like, listen, I really know, like, girl, why don't you like me? I love you down. Like, why don't you like me? Like, I'm here. I'm your daughter. Like, all I ever want to do is make you proud, make you happy. And it seemed like every time I accomplish these things, that pisses you off. But to everybody else, you want to go brag and be like, my daughter's doing this, my daughter's doing that, she here, she there.
Wow, that's amazing. So again, remember earlier I said I've never heard this story before. This is like deja vu. She's saying the same story. Her mom likes to brag about her beautiful daughter. This girl is very beautiful. She looks much older than 20 something. She's got that like school teacher look, early 30s, I'm thinking. But she still looks incredibly young. Don't take that the wrong way. But she's saying the same story that her mom is totally boastful about her daughter to her friends, but apparently to her face, she's a mean person to the point where her daughter doesn't even think mom likes her. Interesting.
Hey, I wanted to pop on here and tell you a little bit about my story because it's my turn to talk. I've been estranged. My three adult children have cut off contact with me, and I've seen.
Don't like how he started with "It's my turn to talk. My three killed children have been estranged from me," because here's the one thing that I can say, in my opinion, of course. If one of your children is estranged from you and the other two aren't, you can say, "Hey, maybe it's just that son or daughter," right? If all three of your kids are estranged from you, it might be you. But again, let's see what he has to say.
Hey, I wanted to pop on here and tell you a little bit about my story because it's my turn to talk. I've been estranged. My three adult children have cut off contact with me, and I've seen some posts somewhere which I know is my daughter-in-law because she shared some particulars of our family that I knew that only she would know that. And so I thought, you know what? She's not the only person that gets to share the tea. I'm going to share, and I'm going to tell people what I think about being estranged from my kids. I've talked to therapists who say I'm not crazy. My therapists watch all my TikToks, and they agree with me that I'm not crazy. And so it's my turn to talk about things and how I'm feeling about not having contact and being judged and being critiqued. One of the things that really gets me about this estrangement is that my kids have put up boundaries to control me. I'm not going to be controlled. I'm going to do what I want and how I want to do it. My kids are the ones that are doing the wrong thing here. I'm from the Gen X generation, and I tell it like I see it. And if people don't like that, because I'm just honest with how I approach things. And I don't take any kind of consideration into this idea that maybe there's a different perspective, because what I think is what goes. And boundaries are nonsense, especially when they're used to control you. And so any advice or tips you have on how to get unestranged from my kids, I would gladly pass on to them, because I want to have a relationship with them. And I've done a lot of therapy, a lot of soul searching, and I've realized I haven't done anything to hurt anybody.
I actually believe him. I think he is just being himself, and he comes across as a little bit rough. Here's the reason that we know he must have done something right. He said that he was having an issue with his son's wife, right? His daughter-in-law. What that tells me is that at least his son got married, right? Now, I assume in order for the daughter-in-law to marry his son, he must have had some good qualities. So I'm assuming he got some of those good qualities from dad. But dad does come across as a little bit harsh, right? A little rough around the edges. Tell me your guys' thoughts on dad down below.
As a daughter who went no contact with my mother for most of my life, I regret my decision to do so.
Oh, wow.
This has been such a hot topic, and as I sit and watch one of my best friends go through hell because her daughter has chosen to go no contact, I can't help but think about my behavior and my actions and my reasons for what I did. It made me realize that I'm being led to share my story with others so that I can help anyone who may feel confused or as if they're riding the fence on what to do. You see, I went no contact with my mother for most of my life because I was raised to believe that my mother was a bad woman, a bad mother who did not want or love her kids. My parents divorced when I was 7. I was told that my mom left and never came back, but at 39 years old, I found out that not only did I have a different biological father, but I was raised by the family who was not my biological family and the family who made me believe that my mother was a bad person and did not love her children. And then I found out that my mother not only loved me, but my mother was a victim of parental alienation. Now, the sad part about all of this is the fact that I found all of this out after my mother passed away of early onset dementia
Oh,
at the age of 58. And do you
wow.
want to know why she passed away at early onset dementia at the age of 58? It's because my mother spent her entire life in depression, making bad choices. Do you want to know what led her down that path in life? Was because she was kept from her children.
Here's the interesting thing. She's talking about a scenario that's different from you if you're estranged from your parents right now. But try to remember that all the mental trauma that was the reason you had to step away, I think anybody can understand that, right? It's not good to stay where you're feeling mentally traumatized. So when you walk away, that's one thing. But just remember, you could be leading your folks to a deep, dark place. And nobody really wants to do that to their families. So just make sure it's something that you at least keep in mind.
But what I'd give to have one more day
Aw.
with her remembering my name so that I could tell her I'm sorry.
I feel you. I really, really do. 27 years is a long, long time.
Real quick, the message that she's responding to here, it says 27 years. My daughter won't contact/respond. Gave it my all. Cry every day. Could you imagine that, guys? You're going no contact with someone that knows they obviously did something wrong. Many times they try to apologize to you, even if they're baffled and don't know what they did wrong, and you know in your heart they do. Could you imagine going 27 years without being able to communicate with your daughter? That is a sadness there.
I came to a point where I said, this is hurting my mental health, and I was not well to begin with. I had just had a stroke, and I just decided that, okay, what would make me a better person for myself? Not that they would come back and talk to me again, but what could I do to make myself a better person for me? What I came up with is, who would I want in my corner when I was a little girl, having nowhere to turn to and nobody to run to? Well, that's the person that I would run to. And I made it a point to become that person.
Oh, I like that.
And it took a long time. It didn't happen overnight. I had to unlearn lots of toxic habits that I had and start learning to love myself and other people unconditionally, no matter if they liked me or if they didn't, because that is what their prerogative is. We can only better ourselves, and not in a way that they would want to come back and restart a relationship with us, but for ourselves. We can be better people. And I know it's tough, but it's worth every minute of the shadow work that's ahead of you.
I really like that lady. She seems really sweet. I hope one day that her child does maybe get to see this and see that, it sounds like mom's trying her darndest. Sometimes these things make me feel sad. The only thing that can make us feel better in these situations is to hit the thumbs up button and make sure you subscribe. Moving on.
So I've been homeless for 2 weeks, and I've been squatting in my mama's house. And I'm about to go no contact with my mama. I don't know if it's possible, but I think going no contact with my mom while squatting in her house is the best choice because we are not getting along. So there she is sweeping. She cleans maybe 17 times a day. She acts like she don't know how it is to have kids, young kids, in the house, and she cleans. So I've decided to go no contact. But I'm telling her, I'm contacting her to let her know that I'm going no contact while living in her house. On no contact with my computer next to her computer. But we go sit this close and be no contact. Okay, mama? Stop, don't contact me. I'm going to teach my kids or grandkids to... I need to contact you one more time. How we going to teach them not to contact with you during this no contact period in the house with you?
I'm keep them outside.
And now she's complaining about a towel that I left on the floor. See, you got to contact somebody else. We're going to have a middleman for this no contact situation.
I really liked her glasses. They kind of looked, if you look at them, they kind of look like butterflies. Butterfly glasses. Aren't those kind of cool? Guys, if you go no contact, obviously you feel in your heart like there's a real reason that you're doing so. The only thing I would ask is that just keep a little window open of opportunity for your parents in the future. Don't cut it off forever, unless you absolutely have to. With that being said, make sure you hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, come back again tomorrow. We'll watch some more videos together. Have a great night.